Actually had to do a drive-through COVID test and then isolate at this surgery that I've been waiting for. With my diagnosis,
Statue of Kylie Manito.
Looking at a couple of senior schools, aren't we? Hashtag free Britney.
The camera in our belly button.
Yeah, she is.
I chose some Halloween costumes.
What if the world had more of your smile? What if the wind could spread your love? What if your sweetness could reach everyone? There'd be no wars. Maybe the birds will sing.
Hey. Good morning guys and welcome back to my channel and to another vlog. Today I thought I would start out with my diagnosis. I cannot believe that it was only the last day in the life video that I said to you guys that I'm gonna have this surgery that I've been waiting for ages. I basically got a letter through saying that at any point in the next 3 months I would get 3 days notice where I would need to go and have a COVID test, and then if that was all negative then I could go in for my surgery. And I literally got the call last week, went to this drive-by COVID test and had my surgery yesterday. So I'm just gonna talk about how it went, my diagnosis. I might even show you the little scars. This is all about women's things. I'm gonna be talking about periods. So if you're very young or if this is not of interest to you, I'm gonna put a timestamp down below so you can just flick to the next part of this video and we'll be back into a happy, positive day in the life. But equally, I did want to update you guys because I feel like I've been on a bit of a journey. I've talked about it quite a bit on here, and I know a lot of people that watch my channel are literally me, my kind of stage of life, female, having maybe problems as well. And I actually shared it on Instagram yesterday and I can't believe how many women have had the exact same experience as me. So basically about 3 years ago I started having some issues with my monthly cycle. I just noticed that they changed, they got very painful and very heavy, and at first I just kind of like wrote it off as like a random month or a random couple of months. I left it for ages, probably like a year, and then I thought, you know what, I really should see someone about this. So I went to the doctor. They did some blood work and some scans. My blood work came back at one point and the ovarian cancer marker in my blood was very high, so then that was a huge worry. But then luckily we had a scan of my pelvis and there were no cysts, no, like that was all actually fine. It was just like a random level in my blood. And then actually I had another blood test later on and it came back down, so it was just like one of those things. Then I was told that I had PCOS, and then I started doing everything that you're supposed to do to help with that. So I lost weight. They told me to go on the pill and to work out 30 minutes a day, just make sure that I sweat every day, and that would really help with PCOS. I don't know if I actually ever had that because then I had another scan a month later and then they said I didn't have any cysts, so I didn't have PCOS, but I think it can change month to month. And then at one point I was like, have I reversed it? And then another month I would have symptoms again. So I don't know whether I 100% have that or not, or if it's all these other problems that I've been having. Anyway, for about 2 years, I've been back and forth to doctors, having checks and scans, really pushed to have this surgery because after many chats and stuff, my doctor said, you know, we think you're fine. And she said the only other thing it could be is endometriosis. But for that, we would have to do keyhole surgery where they basically put a camera down your belly button and they have a good look around. That's really the only way that they can really diagnose it and see it. But she didn't seem very keen to do that because obviously I'd have to be put under for general, and there's a waiting list of over a year normally to have this surgery. So I kind of pushed to have it. I said, you know, if that's the only other thing, I'd rather know and start getting treatment and help for it. Yeah, so I went into the hospital on Friday. I actually had to do a drive-through COVID test and then isolate at home until my procedure, and then Matt dropped me off, but he wasn't allowed in the building. It was very locked down. So I met the nurses, and then I met my surgeon, who was really lovely. She was really listening to me, and she was like actually taking it in, because I don't know how much I have talked about it on here, but my symptoms were just really starting to affect my life. Like I was just having so much pain, so much lower back pain. Like when I had my period, I didn't want to leave the house. They were just so bad, and like the pain was worse than I couldn't get up off the couch sometimes. And I was thinking, you know, when I was 9 months pregnant, I could still get up off the couch, I could still move around, but now I'm like just struggling so much. And it was sort of becoming like 2 weeks out of the month I was in all this pain. And so in the end I was like, this is affecting like half of my life now. So I just felt like I really had to push for these further investigations. So anyway, I met with my surgeon, and originally we were just going to do the laparoscopy, which is the camera through the belly button. But she said because of my like symptoms and stuff, she also wanted to do a hysteroscopy, which is where they go up the other part as well. So I was like, great, fun times. So anyway, went into theatre. I was just wearing this little gown on this table. There was like 7 people in the room telling me to relax, and I was just like thinking, oh my god, this is like, do you know what, when I was on the table, all I could think about was the kids. I was just thinking, oh my god, like please let this be okay. But they were all really nice, and obviously had the procedure, and that all went fine. I came out of it, and then my surgeon like straight away met with me and said that I do have endometriosis, and then the endometriosis that they found, they got rid of or like blasted off, but it can come back. And then they said from the hysteroscopy that I have adenomyosis, which is a condition that runs in my family. My mum had it, my great-grandma had it. My mum actually thinks my great-grandma died from it. Like in the olden days, on her death certificate, it says she died of chronic anemia, but they think she literally bled to death because of this thing that we have. I'm aware that I'm like kind of saying all these words and you may have never heard of them, and I don't want to scare anyone. I think deep down I kind of knew I had these things. You know, you sort of Google symptoms and you think, yeah, I think that's me, but I know you're not really supposed to do that. But anyway, it feels so good to actually know what I have. I just feel like I've been talking to doctors for so long and trying to say, you know, I know my body and this is not right, but I've kind of come up against like a lot of you know, I said to my friends, like, I just feel like I'm past my sell-by date. Like I feel like I'm just going off now that I'm over 35, which is ridiculous. So now I just feel really relieved to have had some treatment, and they've also given me the coil. So that is supposed to really help with the adenomyosis. So we'll see how that goes, but it's a step in the right direction. So I thought I would just update you guys. If you are also having a similar thing where you're having problems and no one's listening, it can be so frustrating. All the consultants and people that I spoke to were amazing, and I totally get that they're so busy. And for me, they were just like, you know, it's not cancer and you don't want any children, like it's not going to affect my fertility because I'm kind of done having kids. So I feel like it was kind of like, you know, move over, go on the pill. And I did try that, but it was just, it didn't really help. And if anything, I had really bad acne from it. So yeah, it's all just been a bit of a struggle, and I actually feel like I'm just rambling now. But yeah, anyway, ask me any questions in the comments, and thank you so much for all of your messages on Instagram. So many of you guys told me to get peppermint tea after my procedure, and I did. And so many people said get peppermint capsules as well, and that has really helped, because when you have the procedure, they actually put gas into your tummy so they can kind of look around. So afterwards you do have some left in you, and I've had horrendous shoulder pain. That's the main symptom that I've had, but then everyone said that that can actually be from gas. So this is really helping, and I'm just taking paracetamol. So now I'll just show you the little, I've just got 3 little keyhole incisions on my tummy. Obviously, if you have a laparoscopy, they just go through your belly button, and if there's nothing there, you won't need the other incisions. But they did need to like take off some of the endometriosis, so I have 2 other little keyholes, which is fine. So if you don't want to see this, then look away. Look away now. I feel like I'm doing like a pregnancy update, showing you guys my bump. I am a bit bloated as well, because as I said, like all the gas like hasn't really gone yet. Okay, yeah, so it's just a little hole there, there, and there. I haven't changed the dressings. They said not to take them off for 48 hours. Yeah, so I just thought I would give you a bit of an update, because I know some of you guys have been like following along my channel for a long time. But anyway, now I'm actually gonna take the 2 little ones to the shops. We need to get a couple of bits for their homework. And then I also really wanted to get some cleaning products. I saw there was like a pumpkin spice new surface spray that I want to get if it's in the shops, and Matt has actually taken Fraser to his football game today, so he's off doing that and he should be back shortly. And then I'll show you what we get up to. So they said I'm not allowed to vacuum or do like any major heavy lifting for a couple of weeks, but they said it's okay to like potter around the house, because it's actually better for me to be moving and like breaking down the bubbles and stuff. Let's go. Back from the shops, we basically just got stuff for a roast dinner and like other random bits that the boys wanted to get. Got pineapple. Part of Fraser's homework is to make a musical instrument out of like everyday things. So we went onto Pinterest and we saw you can make like a guitar out of a Kleenex box. You obviously empty it, put elastic bands on it and like a handle. We're gonna try and do that today as well. But yeah, just gonna unpack all of this and then have some lunch and then have a roast dinner later. It's also beautiful outside, so maybe just play in the garden or like take the kids out somewhere. While we were out, the boys chose some Halloween costumes. Obviously Fraser wasn't with us, so we didn't choose one for him, but Caleb got this like skeleton suit, and then Jackson got this little Ghostbuster suit. I said to them it'd be so good if they all went as like the 3 Ghostbusters, but Caleb was not up for that. He wanted to go scarier. So yeah. What did we get at the shop? Spygraph. We got Spygraph. Caleb was like, can we get it? And I loved this as a kid, so I was like, yes you can.
Here she is, pretending to rest.
Too much.
Too much? It's only 7 AM.
You said I did too much.
Yeah, is that wine in that beaker?
Wish. Actually, no, paracetamol.
No, I'm sorry, the parrots ate them all.
Mommy had the camera in our belly button.
No way.
Yeah, the doctors.
I didn't tell the boys much about what I did because I didn't want to worry them. But then they picked me up at the hospital and I was so sick from the general anaesthetic, wasn't I?
What's general anaesthetic?
From going to sleep. So when we pulled over, I said, I'll pull over, and I just threw up so much, didn't I? So Jackson's asking loads of questions. They just said, can you go on the trampoline? So I just said about my tummy. Didn't we, Jax?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll show you. They put the camera down here. Had a look around. And then they took the camera back out.
And there were spots in it.
There were spots inside. So then they burnt the spots from inside off. They blasted them off.
Did you eat a grenade?
Grenade! I ate a grenade. But luckily, this will never happen to you because you're boys.
Bollywood.
And they showed me pictures of it. They showed me pictures.
Jackson really wants to see the pictures.
From inside my tummy.
Mummy, I should have come with you to the doctor.
Would you want to come with me?
Yeah, I really wanted to come with you to see the pictures.
Oh, you like stuff like that, don't you?
He likes guillotine when they cut the heads off.
Yeah.
He always goes, Mum, can you tell me all about the cutting the heads off?
Yeah, we went to Madame Tussauds and there was like an olden day.
Yeah, they're in the olden days.
What did they do in the olden days?
Cut heads off.
That's right. They said, off with her head. They cut the heads
And they
off.
went, yay!
Yeah.
Why they done that to cut heads off?
I
They
know.
went, yay!
Entertainment. That's
Yeah, why
terrible.
didn't
I'd
they
rather
do
have. They didn't have Netflix.
I didn't know they'd done that.
Matt's mum brought me these lovely flowers round. Very nice.
I was never the one to write up a song for just anyone. I was always the one to find myself lost in long conversations. Oh, 'cause I've always been told that things will unfold if you keep on waiting. But then you came along and proved me all wrong. I was so mistaken. 'Cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever. And I feel so free. Oh, my sweet baby.
That's lovely, got it.
I was never the one to give up the ghost. No, I was so stuck. I kept on playing my part, wanting to give up 'cause nothing was changing. But with you it's so clear, and now that you're here I see colors in every spectrum. 'Cause I finally learned my lesson. 'Cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever. And I feel so free. Oh, my sweet baby. Myself, and I'm thinking out loud, we won't need nothing else for the rest of our time. And I know it so well, I will always be by your side. 'Cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever.
So we're all done with our roast dinner, and now we're actually going to go to the park and let the boys like have a run around. It's actually quite sunny. It's about 5 o'clock. So we're going to go have a run around and then have dessert afterwards. We're so stuffed. Jackson actually ate some broccoli.
He was saying what you were saying.
I saw you doing my mouth. Are you pretending to vlog like Mummy? Who ate broccoli? Yeah.
Me, I ate my dinner.
You did very well, didn't you? All of you.
I got.
Even you, Daddy.
I want to surprise you with something.
Okay, go on.
We got a new puppy.
Ah, this is how desperate they are for a pet.
And we got a new bear. I am getting a pet for my birthday. Got a new pet bear.
Oh, it shows that. What's this bear doing, Jackson? He's visiting us, isn't he, for the weekend from school?
Yeah.
We need to take pictures with it, don't we? And we're actually the first ones to have it so far this year. She sort of gave it to Matt on Friday and said, you know, you'll know what you're doing, because obviously third kid, whatever. Jackson's teachers actually taught all of the boys, so she was like, oh, you know what you're doing. But because we're the first, we feel like we should just like make pressure. Yeah, there's no pressure, because you know sometimes you get those books and like people have made like these amazing collages. But I think we should just go in easy.
You don't want to set the bar high.
Yeah, I don't want to set the bar too high, so I think we're going to do like 4 or 5 photos. And we haven't, like, we've had a really chilled weekend because of everything. So we've got a photo of him on the trampoline, a photo of him at Jump Street, like at the trampoline park. park, a photo of him having a roast dinner, and a photo of him with all the boys. Is that right?
Yeah.
So just like quite chilled. Oh, actually, we're bringing him to the park now, so we might get a park photo as well. But that is Jackson's homework this weekend. So we'll take you to the park with us. I'm obviously going to take it easy. We've got the boys' scooters and skateboards. Got my Britney hat on because my hair is very greasy. Hashtag free Britney. So pleased for her. But yeah, anyway, let's go to the park.
Hopefully she'll get a hat back.
Look, they're building something new at the park. So cool, it's nearly done.
Of Kylie Manito.
Jackson, what statue are you?
Kylie Manito. Kylie Manito.
The boys are having the best time. I'm so glad we decided to come out because they had loads of energy to burn off where we haven't done like loads today. So yeah, they're just running around, and this park that we come to has had like a bit of a revamp. Yeah, so that's exciting. They've added loads to it. So the boys are just there. Jackson's been taking the bear on everything. This week we're looking at a couple of senior schools, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna see what we think. We've got 2 this week. How are you feeling about it?
I don't want to leave school.
Oh, I know. You love your school, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big step, but it's quite a while away. We just have to decide now, don't we?
Yeah. Fraser!
Sticky toffee
It's a giant tub of ice cream. Can I have some ice cream?
Yeah, do you want a sticky toffee? It's nice, the cold and the hot.
Can I try just a little bit of sticky toffee, please? Can I try like... Can I have it?
Yeah, you can have it.
I love it. Ice cream. Wow.
Okay, Jackson, do you want some sticky toffee?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's all got ice cream as well. Oh, real backpack with it.
Yeah, so cute.
Ghostbusters! Who are you? Ghostbusters! I mean, it's best. Yeah. Oh. Yeah,
wow, you got the Ghostbuster backpack on. Right guys, it's actually the next day. I was just editing this video and realized that I didn't do an outro. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching and for all the lovely messages that I've received on Instagram. I really hope I haven't like shared too much. I'm a bit of an oversharer sometimes. But yeah, I hope you liked this video and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.